Can an H1B visa holder have two jobs at the same time?
This is a very frequently asked question that I'm going to answer. Please, before we continue, click on the subscribe button and on the little bell so that you get notifications when I post new videos. As I previously mentioned, I'm starting to make a duty now to post as many videos because I promised that to a lot of people, and a lot of people were complaining, say you don't do YouTube videos anymore. Well, I do. It's just like I've been very busy. At the same time, it's a lot easier to communicate to the YouTube channel. So let's dig in deep into the subject of H1B. First of all, the H1B are for specialty occupation. So you need a minimum of a bachelor's degree or an equivalent to be qualified for it. So, but that you all know because people who are probably watching this are already on H1B or they are planning to go into H1B. But the big question is, can you do two jobs while you're on H1B? Well, the answer is more complicated than you might think, unfortunately, although it is as simple when I will explain to you. What happens, H1B has a provision for concurrent filing, which means you can have two H1Bs with two companies, and a lot of physicians do that, artists and things like that, but not many artists get qualified for H1B, but because they work in different locations or with different companies, they have multiple H1Bs. We call it concurrent H1Bs, and both of them has to be concurrent. You will have to inform both companies to basically when they file your H1B, they have to have it, and they have to file it with that. Many times people will ask me, oh, how many hours? Usually 25 hours. But you cannot have too many hours in a week, right? How many hours can you work? So that's a different issue. But the answer for this one, the concurrent filing does exist, and we have done it many times. If you need help on it, feel free to reach out, 510-742-5887. Now there's a different issue that came up during the pandemic. What happened during the pandemic, and still now, a lot of people are working remotely. So what they did, they filed a transfer of H1B and they went ahead and worked, because when you file a transfer, the previous H1B, by the way, doesn't get cancelled. That's something you have to know. So it stays alive. So what they've been doing because of this situation, while the case was going on with the company, they're working for company A, for example, and they filed a transfer with company B. What they have done, they have continued working with company A and B because both H1B were valid. The truth is that as much as during the pandemic it might have been something forgivable, we're still in the pandemic, by the way, but now it's USCIS is starting to catch up on this. So they're asking a lot of questions in RFEs about those double H1Bs people are having, right? Because if you have two H1Bs, you're supposed to inform both companies and making concurrent H1Bs. So watch out for this. I have not seen any penalties from the USCIS yet, but I've seen them on RFEs, RFEs request for evidence for those who don't know. So you need to make sure that if you are working with one company, or if you want to work for both companies have to be informed. Plus, they need to do a concurrent H1B for you. Don't just go on like that. If you have already done it now, it's not too late to, well, I don't know if it is too late because we have not seen any action. I'm sorry, I'm sitting somewhere where I'm kind of in the middle of nature right now, so I'm talking. So I'm saying is that you need to make sure that you go ahead and you get those H1Bs converted to concurrent H1Bs. Now, the biggest question I get, my company A doesn't know that I'm working for company B, and company B think I quit company A because everybody is working from home. Nobody knows really, or not everybody, but many people are working from home, and they are not really, the company doesn't know you're working for another company, and oftentimes they have non-competing clauses that can be a violation of your contract, not H1B. H1B is different because that's a government issue. The other one is a civil matter. So you need to be careful. So the question, to answer your question, can you have multiple H1Bs? The answer is yes, it's concurrent H1B. But the scenario I described is something very common that has happened during the time of the COVID when people started working from home. And now people are continuing to do the same because it's convenient. You're getting two salaries, you're enjoying both sides. But will that affect your green card? And yeah, it might. Because I've seen RFEs when people file for their green card, when they ask that question, have you informed USCIS, amended your H1B to a concurrent H1B? So if you have two H1Bs going on, quickly amend them. And if you cannot, you need to quit one job. That's all for today. We're going to bring you more videos soon. Good luck to all of you. Wish you all the best. Anything I told you today is my opinion. You should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. You should contact an attorney if you have any questions. And please don't forget to subscribe. Take care. Bye-bye.